Last night, we also told you about how a nearly 20-year-old rule put in place to protect endangered North Atlantic right whales could be on its way out. Tonight, News Center Maine's Alex Haskell explains the rule for us and looks at how conservation groups, as well as the local fishing community here, are reacting.
Only about 380 North Atlantic right whales are believed to be left in the world. According to NOAA, the species' biggest threats are getting caught in fishing gear and boat strikes. It's why in 2008, a federal rule was created implementing seasonal, mandatory vessel speed limits in designated areas along the East Coast, designed to reduce the chance of ships colliding with the whales.
Mothers and calves tend to hang out close to the surface. It's difficult for them to hear vessels approaching.
Rachel Riley is the oceans policy specialist at the Center for Biological Diversity. She says the speed regulations should be expanded as right whale habitat and migration routes continue to shift. But in a new draft notice, NOAA says it is considering rolling back the rule, saying the goal is to reduce what it calls unnecessary regulatory and economic burdens.
It would be a really sad day if this rule gets fully rolled back, and it would absolutely mean that this species would likely never recover.
While the current speed restrictions only extend as far north as Massachusetts, the Maine Lobstermen's Association says changes to right whale policy could still impact the state's lobster industry.
As a precedent in terms of how this new administration is looking at approaching right whale conservation.
Patrice McCarron is the association's executive director. She says she's encouraged the Trump administration is looking at ways to reduce needless regulatory and economic burdens on fishermen. She explains the current speed rules can create challenges on the water.
It could cause safety concerns, and it can also add a lot of cost to a trip.
That was Alex Haskell reporting. NOAA says the goal is to eventually replace current speed restrictions with technology-based strike avoidance measures. The Maine Lobstermen's Association says that technology could help boaters detect whales and know when to slow down. But the Center for Biological Diversity says no technology currently available is as effective as simply slowing vessels down to protect the whales. If you were in the Waterboro area tonight, you might have seen a lot of law enforcement activity. The FBI, along with the York County Sheriff's Office, are conducting some kind of investigation in the area of 795 Main Street, but they're not sharing much information about what exactly they're investigating there. The Sheriff's Office does tell us there's no threat to public safety and that this is all part of an ongoing investigation. Sheriff William King says they'll share more information when they can, but told us they don't expect any updates this week.